Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranammayappa. Welcome everybody, you are currently streaming live with us right here in Lenasia South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show, the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host Kimera Heeralal, and if you'd like to interact with us today, please do so with the contact details which you'll find at the bottom right of the screen, or you could use the bottom column where it says live chat. I'd like to give my humblest apologies to everybody who's watching the show. I know it's 9 o'clock. The advert said 8:30, but as you know, there was load shedding in Lenasia South till about 8:30, and unfortunately when South Africa's servers down, we are down. So it's not our fault. And no, I'm not fashionably late, and no, I'm not a typical Indian where I always show up late. No, we do apologize for that from the bottom of our hearts. From myself and the Actonville TV team, we do apologize. Now, this is Youth Day, it is a holiday, and I'd like to give a shout out to all the young ones, even though I might disagree with some of the behavior and some of the uncultured children that I come across. But I think it's the kids that are the generation of this time that actually upset me. The way they backchat their parents, the way they behave at a table, the way they are. And today we are celebrating Youth Day. Now, for those of you who don't even know what day it is or what holiday it is, and you're just sitting at home, well, for those of you who don't know, it is Youth Day today. And it's actually a celebration which happened with the Soweto uprising. And we did have a show on the Crack It On this morning. If you missed it, do click onto our channel. Go click on live. Okay, there's different options. Go to the live and see the last Crack of Dawn episode. It's about Youth Day. It's a special on Youth Day. Alright, so happy Youth Day to everybody, and we're going to do a show one day about the youngsters of today. And I'm 35 and I still don't have kids, yeah? It tells you something. Alright, so if you want to interact with us in studio today, we are talking about the origins of Hinduism, and this is part 2, episode 2 of the origins of Hinduism. But before we get to that, let's open up the show since it's a Friday, and if you're looking for good vibes, I know it's cold, so you need to warm up. Let's open up the show with Siana Mkraba and Lishanthan Naidu, all the way from Durban, opening the show with Tele Ambala Nadaraja. Check them out.
Serumi செழுமிநாதனே பரமேசா
அலத்தி தாண்டவா வாவா அமையானவா
அல்லடி தாண்டவா வாவா அமையானவா
அம்பல நடராஜா செருமிநாதனே பரமேசா
தில்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செழுமிநாதனே பரமேசா
எங்கும் இன்பம் விளங்கவே அருளுமாவனே
எங்கும் இன்பம் விளங்கவே அருள்மாபதி
இளமையகலம் வளம் தா வாவா வளம் பொங்கவா
எளிமை அகல வரும் தா வாவா அல பொங்கவா
அம்பல நடராஜா சிறுமிநாதனே பரமேசா
தில்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செழுமிநாதனே பரமேசா
பலவிட நாடும் கலையேறும் பணிவுடனுனை துடிப்பாடும்
பலவித நாதம் கலையேறும் பணிவுடல் உன்னையே துதிபாதம்
கலையிலங்கார பாண்டியராணிலேசா
கலையலங்கார பாண்டியராணி
லேசா மலையன் வாசா
மங்கா மதியானவா
தில்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செருமிநாதனே பரமேசா
அனல் தீ தாண்டவா அனல் தீ தாண்டவா வாவா அமையானவா அனல் தீ தாண்டவா வாவா அமையானவா தில்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செருமிநாதனே பரமேசா
शम्भो महादेव 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 शम्भो महादेव
Hare Hare Mahadeva. That was Siandam Klava and Lishantan Naidu all the way in Durban. Thank you so much for that lovely delivery of Tele Ambala Nadaraja. Thank you guys so much for sending that through to Accent Bold TV. Guys, I have been told that our email is down, so drop us a WhatsApp on 074-660-5829 if you want to submit any music content that you have of your own. If you feel you've got talent and you got a smartphone, capture it with a camera and drop us a WhatsApp. Again, 074-660-5829. If you didn't hear the number, you can find it at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. And today, as we are talking about part 2 of the origins of Hinduism, stay exactly where you are. We're going to come back straight after this commercial break.
motivation. And a fresh pair of these, nallies. But what's the point of looking like Injay game if all your money is on your feet and your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for Ikram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam. Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, we are currently streaming live in Indonesia South on Atonville TV. This is the Journey Show, exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, and if you'd like to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details there, or the bottom column right there where it says live chat. Now, for those of you who are watching for the first time and can't comment, it's because you have to subscribe to the channel first in order to comment and like, and yeah. And I would prefer if you subscribe, because the numbers help us with our community work, right? All right. So if you are celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. May you see many, many, many more. And if you want to give a shout out to any of your loved ones, please do at the bottom of the screen. You're welcome to interact with us. Remember, this is a show about it. Well, sharing your thoughts, beliefs, and opinions about Hinduism. This is not a platform to fight. Yeah? Okay? So I might teach you a few things, and hey, everybody learns something new every single day. I'd like to wish Krish from the MSK Temple on Starling Street in Indonesia South a very, very happy birthday to you, Uncle Krish, rather. Because as I know you personally, happy birthday to you. May you see many, many more. God bless you. All right, we've got Shirley Governor coming in on YouTube. She says, wow, this is incredible, Kimera. Thank you so much, Auntie Shirley. Thank you so much. Okay, all right, so today we're talking about origins of Hinduism, okay? This is part 2 of the origins of Hinduism, and this is episode 44. So if you missed part 1, obviously go check out Origins of Hinduism, part 1, episode 43, if you missed yesterday's show. Alright, so moving on to what we were talking about yesterday, let's talk about the 4 major denominations of Hinduism, which are Vaishnavism, Shivism, Shaktism, and Smarta tradition. Now, the sources of authority and eternal truths in the Hindu texts play an important role, but there are also strong Hindu traditions of questioning authority, and especially in order to deepen the understanding and these truths. To further development the tradition. Now, for those of you who are not Hindu, you're welcome to interact with us, and you're welcome to ask questions. If I cannot answer them, obviously I will answer you on Monday as we stream, Monday to Friday. But we will send out the adverts as our times change according to the load shedding schedule. Until I get backup power, we're gonna stream like this. All right. So looking at Hinduism, it's the most widely professed faith in India, right? If you look at Nepal, if you look at Mauritius, I mean, when I was in standard 7, that's grade 9, right? 80% of that island was Hindus. And this is including the African people, the white people. It was so beautiful to go to. Now, stepping back, if you look at Bali, Indonesia, significant numbers of Hindu communities are found in other countries. I mean, look at South Asia, for instance. I mean, in Southeast Asia, the Caribbean, the Gulf states, North America, wow, Europe as well, looking at the Oceania and Africa, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you, we are streaming globally, so yeah, we are in Africa. But I won't lie to you, Hinduism is such a beautiful culture, and nobody even knew that it originated in Pakistan, which we found out yesterday, and that shocked all of us. Big shout out to Darshni Manikam, who couldn't be with me today, as she's my co-host. I'm missing her actually. I wanted to call her, but she's on vacation. She asked us if she could take the weekend away with her folks. So shout out to Darshni Manikam. She will be on Monday joining me and teaching you about Hinduism and exploring about our Hinduism culture. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's move forward with the word Hindu. Where is it derived from? Do you know where it's derived from? Now, Hinduism, or the word Hindu rather, is derived from Indo-Aryan language Sanskrit. For those of you who didn't know. I didn't know until I did my research. Now, if you look at it, this is the root Sindhu. If you believe to be the name, it's actually believed to be the name of the Indus River. Okay, and this is in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. Now, the Iranian sound changed when they say st. I noticed that most of my words are mispronounced. So I brutally mispronounce any of the Hindu languages because I am English speaking. I never spoke my mother tongue. My mother is Hindi speaking and my grandmother, and I never knew the language, and I still don't know it. So we decided to uplift or save this culture, and if I could find somebody who's willing to give their time to our community channel and station to actually speak the language and teach the language, because I'm trying to save the culture, teach the culture, but as for the language, I'm stuck there. But hey, if you want to interact with us and share with us a few words and meanings this evening, you can do so with the contact details right there at the bottom right. The number is 074-660-5829, or just use the bottom column where it says live chat. All right, so it is a beautiful Friday. We are keeping you well entertained. We've got lots of entertainment just flying in here. The director's just checking if it's okay to put it up live. But before we get there, let's talk about the actual term Hindu now. So it first occurs as a Persian geographical term for the people who actually live beyond the river Indus, right? Remember yesterday's show as I'm speaking, because if you didn't watch yesterday's show, this is not going to make sense. And you're going to miss the beauty of it. So in Sanskrit now, the river Indus is actually called Sindhu, all right? And more specifically in the 6th century BCE, the inscription of the Darius, they call it, the term Hindu in these ancient records is a geographical term and did not refer to a religion. So it wasn't a religion in the beginning times, you know? And I mean, Thapar states that the word Hindu is found in the Hepta Hindu in Avesta, equivalent to the Rigvedic Sapta Sindhu. Now, if this didn't make any sense, please backtrack to yesterday's show. We're going to carry on with this from yesterday to, I think, if you look at it, Darshini and I will carry on with the origins of Hinduism, as it's a very long chapter as to how this culture started. Interact with us in studio today. Auntie Shirley, if you're still there, join us for a good conversation, as if you are Hindu as well. I would like to hear from you. How do you think Hinduism actually originated? What's your thoughts? What's your beliefs? Or what were your grannies telling you when you were growing up? I call it grannies' tales. Not everything they tell us is true. And, you know, a lot of stuff my grandmother taught me, I won't lie. I used to call my grandmother not superstitious, but stupidstitious. Some things, you know, when the black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck. If you walk under a ladder, you won't grow. You know, stuff like that. It's actually superstition. Some things are not true, and they call it granny's tales. Interact with us in studio today. Additionally, if you're still there, I'd love to hear from you. All right, coming up next, as we promised, this is a Friday. We're going to keep it vibey. We've got Deshan Styler Naidu all the way in Durban performing for us today, Adisesha Ananda Sayana. Check him out.
Adisesha Ananda Shayana Srinivasa Sri Venkatesha Adisesha Ananda Shayana Srinivasa Sri Venkatesha Adisesha Ananda Shayana Srinivasa Sri Venkatesha Adisesha Ananda Shayana Srinivasa Sri Venkatesha. Pate Sri Ramachandra Raghukula Tilaga Raghu Ramachandra Sita Pate Sri Ramachandra Adisesha Ananda Shayana Srinivasa Sri Venkatesha శ్రీ వెంకటేశ యదుకులభూషణ యశోదనందన రాధాపతే గోపాల కృష్ణ యదుకులభూషణ యశోదనందన రాధాపతే గోపాల కృష్ణ ఆదిశేష ఆనంద శయన శ్రీనివాస శ్రీ వెంకటేశ ఆదిశేష ఆనంద శయన శ్రీనివాస శ్రీ వెంకటేశ कैलासवास गौरीपते शिव शंभो शंकर कुंडलीभूषण कैलासवास गौरीपते शिव शंभो शंकर आदिशेष आनंद शयन श्रीनिवास श्री वेंकटेश आदिशेष आनंद शयन श्रीनिवास श्री वेंकटेश सागरलंकन श्रीरामदूत अंजनी पुत्र श्री आंजनेय सागरलंकन श्रीरामदूत अंजनी पुत्र श्री आंजनेय आदिशेष आनंद शयन श्रीनिवास श्री वेंकटेश आदिशेष आनंद शयन श्रीनिवास श्री वेंकटेश श्वेतांबरधर श्री चित्विलास शिरदीपते श्री साईनाथ श्वेतांबरधर श्री चित्विलास शिरदीपते श्री साईनाथ आदिशेष आनंद शयन श्रीनिवास श्री वेंकटेश आदिशेष आनंद शयन श्रीनिवास श्री वेंकटेश కలియుగ దేవా కరుణించరావా మాంగాపతే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ కలియుగ దేవా కరుణించరావా మాంగాపతే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ ఆదిశేష ఆనంద శయన శ్రీనివాస శ్రీ వెంకటేశ ఆదిశేష ఆనంద శయన శ్రీనివాస శ్రీ వెంకటేశ 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 పాహి మాం శ్రీనివాస 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 రక్ష మాం వెంకటేశ 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 పాహి మాం శ్రీనివాస 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 రక్ష మాం వెంకటేశ పాహి మాం శ్రీనివాస రక్ష మాం శ్రీనివాస రక్ష మాం వెంకటేశ పాహి మాం వెంకటేశ పాహి మాం శ్రీనివాస రక్ష మాం శ్రీనివాస రక్ష మాం వెంకటేశ పాహి మాం
Jason Star Heeralal Naidu, ladies and gentlemen, performing for us Adisesha Ananda Sayana. Thank you so much, Nation Styler. I hope the weather's better in Durban. For those of you who are looking at me, you're like, hey, why isn't she in a traditional way this evening? Guys, I'm not going to apologize for this, but if you can find or sponsor warm traditional clothing, I'll accept it with a big heart, please. Thank you. Because you know what, all of my Indian outfits, all of my Indian and traditional wear is all thin and they sleeveless. So every single one that I have, even the saris that I have, they are thin and it's cold. Our studio is below 16 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine now, I'm sorry, I just don't want to get sick. And remember now, we don't have health insurance here. We are a non-profit company. And I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Now, on a serious note, guys, in South Africa, it is winter. It's very cold. So please forgive me for not wearing my traditional wear this beautiful Friday. But hey, I kept my red on for Lakshmi Ma. You can love me for that, right? All right, don't go anywhere as we're still talking about the origins of Hinduism. You can join the conversation when we come back straight after this commercial break. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam. Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are currently streaming with us in Lanesia South, or should I say from Lanesia South on Actonville TV. This is The Journey Show, the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera, Heeralal, and if you'd like to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details which you'll find right there, or you could just use the bottom column where it says live chat. Now, we're talking about the origins of Hinduism, all right? Now, Hinduism includes basically a diversity of ideas on spiritual and, spirituality and traditions, right? Now, but this is also, it has no, ecclesiastical order and no unquestionable religious authorities. Now, also, no governing body, no prophets, no any binding holy book. Hindus can choose to be whether they polytheistic or they pantheistic, or they can say panentheistic, or they pandeistic or henotheistic. And then there's monotheistic, there's monistic, there's agnostic, there's so many. They even call them. There's one called a humanist. There are different definitions, right? Now, according to the Doniga, ideas about all major issues of faith and lifestyle, vegetarianism and non-violence, belief in rebirth, now even caste, and are subjects of debate or not dogma. Now, I don't know if this really makes sense to you, but Hinduism can be a little bit complicated. There are different ways and different means of it actually functioning the way I'm trying to explain it. It's quite difficult. But we're going to get through that. This is why we actually created the show, to educate those who want to learn about Hinduism. Now, because of the wide range of different traditions and ideas, we covered by the term Hinduism, right? Deriving at a comprehensive definition, which is actually difficult. And the religion defies our desire to actually define and categorize it. It's difficult. And now Hinduism has been variously defined, and it's defined as a religion, a religious tradition, a set of religious beliefs, and they also like to call it a way of life. Now, from a Western lexical standpoint, Hinduism, like other faiths, is appropriately referred to as a religion. Now, in India, the term dharma is preferred, right? And which is it's broader than the Western term religion. Now, the study of India and its cultures and religions and the definition of Hinduism has been shaped by the interest of, colonialism and by the Western notions of religion. Now, since the 1990s, those influences and outcomes have been the topic of debate among scholars of Hinduism. Now, if you also look at it, it's also been taken over by critics of the Western view, well, let's say Western view of India. I mean, if you look at, let's leave Hinduism for a little bit. Let's look at the Bollywood movies. There was a time where, I'm sure you remember, when you put on a Bollywood movie, they weren't allowed to kiss. It wasn't cultured for you to kiss on camera or in public. And they used to turn the camera in a certain way when you're kissing, and it looks as if the couple were kissing. Now, people in the Bollywood movies are showing skin. I don't like the outfits that they do, because I feel like they're damaging the beauty of the way Bollywood should have been, or the way the culture should be. Just my opinion. All right, interact with us in studio today as we're talking about the origins of Hinduism, part 2. Now, I would like the director to put the Om sign up on the screen for me. Now, Hinduism as it is commonly known as the subdivided into, let's say, a number of major currents, right? And of the historical division into 6 darsanas, meaning philosophies, okay, and 2 schools, Vedanta and Yoga. A lot of you might find this, or hear this and say, oh, that's familiar. A lot of people are like, oh, I do yoga. Okay. Now, these are currently the most prominent, okay, and classified by primary deity or deities. Now, 4 major Hinduism modern currents are actually Shaivism, meaning when you worship Shiva, okay, and there's a Vaishnavism, meaning Vishnu, and then there's Shaktism, which is Devi, and Smartrism, which is 5 deities treated all as equals. Now, Hinduism also accepts numerous divine beings, which, well, let's say divine beings with many Hindus considering the deities to be aspects or manifestations of a single impersonal absolute or ultimate reality or God. Now, while some Hindus maintain that specific deity represents the supreme and various deities are lower manifestations of the supreme. And other notable characteristics include a belief in the existence of Atman, meaning self, a reincarnation of one's Atman, and karma, as well as a belief in dharma, meaning your duties, the rights, the laws, the conducts, the virtues, and the right way of actually living. Now, although variation actually exists with some not following these beliefs, it's basically a study with different beliefs, different ways of life. Now, we've got McDaniel from 2007, his work and research. Now, McDaniel classifies Hinduism into 6 major kinds and numerous minor kinds. Now, in order to understand the expression of emotions among the Hindus, the major kinds, according to McDaniel, are folk Hinduism. Now, I just want to give a big thank you to McDaniel for sending me his work. He actually says that based on local traditions and cults of local deities, and is the oldest non-literate system, Vedic Hinduism, based on the earliest years of the Vedas traceable to 2nd million BCE. And this is Vedantic Hinduism based on the philosophy of they call it the Upanishads. Now, we're going to talk about the Vedas on another day. We're going to do a full show on the Vedas. And emphasizing knowledge and wisdom on yogic Hinduism, following the text of Yoga Sutras and Pantajali, emphasizing introspective awareness of Dharmic Hinduism or daily morality. Now, Michael states that it's stereotyped in some books as the only form of Hindu religion with belief is karma. They call it the karma, cows, and caste. Now, there's also something called bhakti or devotional Hinduism, and where its intense emotions are elaborately incorporated in the pursuit of the spiritual. Now, talking about different ways and origins of Hinduism, it may sound confusing, it may sound complicated, it may sound difficult. Yes, it is, but this is why we're going to do this step by step, episode by episode, educating you guys about Hinduism. Well, I know that's a bit of information, but hey, before we go any further with the show, let's relax. Let's listen to a little bit of music. have a little fun because it is Friday, it is Youth Day, it is a holiday in South Africa. And performing for us again tonight, Deshan Style and Idol with Muthana Muthu Kumara. Check him out.
வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. குமரா முருகையா வா வா வா, சித்தாடும் செல்வ குமரா சிந்தை மகிழ வா வா வா, முத்தாடு முத்து குமரா முருகையா வா வா வா, சித்தாடும் செல்வ குமரா சிந்தை மகிழ வா வா வா, சரவண பவனி ஆறுமுக சக்தி பாலனி ஆறுமுக, ஓம் சரவண பவனி ஆறுமுக சக்தி பாலனி ஆறுமுக, தைப்பூசம் காவடி எடுத்தோம் முருகையா, தைப்பூசம் காவடி எடுத்தோம் முருகையா, முத்தாடு முத்து குமரா முருகையா வா வா வா, சித்தாடும் செல்வ குமரா சிந்தை மகிழ வா வா வா. அப்பனுக்கு பாலம் சொன்ன ஆறுமுக வேலனப்பா, தப்பேது செய்தாலும் பொருத்தினிய மருள்வாயப்பா, வேல்முருகா ரோகரா வேல்முருகா ரோகரா வேல்முருகா ரோகரா வேல்முருகா ரோகரா, அப்பனுக்கு பாலம் சொன்ன ஆறுமுக வேலனப்பா, தப்பேது செய்தாலும் பொருத்தினிய மருள்வாயப்பா, குன்றாடும் குமரப்பா குளம் காக்க வந்திடப்பா, குன்றாடும் குமரப்பா குளம் காக்க வந்திடப்பா, சிங்கார வேலனப்பா சீக்கிரவே வந்திடப்பா, சிங்கார வேலனப்பா சீக்கிரவே வந்திடப்பா, தாட முத்து குமரா முருகையா வா வா வா, சித்தாடும் செல்வ குமரா சிந்தை மகிழ வா வா வா, சரவண பவனி ஆறுமுக சக்தி பாலனி ஆறுமுக, தைப்பூசம் காவடி எடுத்தோம் முருகையா, தைப்பூசம் காவடி எடுத்தோம் முருகையா. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. வள்ளிமணவாளனுக்கு விதவிதமாய் அபிஷேகம், வண்ண தமிழ் முருகனுக்கு விதவிதமாய் அலங்காரோ, வேல்முருகா ரோகரா வேல்முருகா ரோகரா வேல்முருகா ரோகரா வேல்முருகா ரோகரா, வள்ளிமணவாளனுக்கு விதவிதமாய் அபிஷேகம், வண்ண தமிழ் முருகனுக்கு விதவிதமாய் அலங்காரோ, இணையாடும் பாலா முருகா நீ வா வா, இணையாடும் பாலா முருகா நீ வா வா, எட்டு குடி வேலனப்பா என்ற துணை நீயே அப்பா, எட்டு குடி வேலனப்பா என்ற துணை நீயே அப்பா, முத்தான முத்து குமரா முருகையா வா வா வா, சித்தாடும் செல்வ குமரா சிந்தை மகிழ வா வா வா, சரவண பவனி ஆறுமுக சக்தி பாலனி ஆறுமுக, ஓம் சரவண பவனி ஆறுமுக சக்தி பாலனி ஆறுமுக, தைப்பூசம் காவடி எடுத்தோம் முருகையா, தைப்பூசம் காவடி எடுத்தோம் முருகையா, முத்தான முத்து குமரா முருகையா வா வா வா, சித்தாடும் செல்வ குமரா சிந்தை மகிழ வா வா வா.
வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. Thank you so much, Deshan and I from Durban. What a performance, guys! You know what? I don't mind playing Deshan and Naidu on every single show because he does his seva back in Durban. He has his own academy. He teaches music and he does everything in his academy for free and helps everyone, well, in his town. So Deshan and Naidu, bruh, I salute you. Alright, coming up next, as I want to do this almost every day if I could. Now, everybody knows that, okay, I need betel leaf for prayer. Most people are just like, I need it for prayers, that's all. They don't even know that what they actually have in their hand is quite powerful and quite healthy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look, okay, at what the betel leaf can actually do for you out of religion and out of prayer. Check this out. Now you know the significance and why I'm like, just betel leaves are actually so awesome. I think I should, well, induce them every day. I just take care of myself before time. You know, they always say prevention is better than cure. And I don't when I get older, I don't want to find out, okay, I'm diabetic and there's nothing I can do about it now. I can just look after myself and maintain, my health. No, look after yourself now. Induce your betel leaf it's every single time that you get a chance. Alright, so as we are talking about the origins of Hinduism, ladies and gentlemen, now looking at the different dharmas, I didn't even know that there are subcategories. When you talk about Hinduism, there are different ways and means of following it. Now, I think we should actually finish all of this on Monday. I have shared with you a lot of information about Hinduism, about the origins of Hinduism rather, and I know it's a lot to take in. I need to slow it down. I need to tone it down a bit. My mom always says you speak fast, and she told me when I was growing up, Kimera, you absorb information very quickly and faster than others. Slow it down. Because I used to help people with their schoolwork when I was in school, especially when I was in college. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, I know it was a lot to take in part 2 of the episode of Origins of Hinduism. But okay, let's take a look today. Like, why do we offer water to the sun? Talking about origins of Hinduism, there are things that I used to see my grandmother do or my Hindu neighbor doing. In the morning you see your old auntie standing there, with pouring water and look like a pot. You're wondering, what is that? What is she doing? It's a brass pot, and you're standing there. I'm English speaking now. I'm looking at this lady. I've seen a lot of elders. They stand and they pray. They face the sun. They pour water into the ground. And you're like, what are they doing? Yeah, you understand that they're praying. You know that they are praying to the sun because you can actually see the body gestures. It's like watching a Hindi movie. I don't speak Hindi, but the actions of what they're doing actually tell you what's happening in the movie. Now, before I get to it, let's take a look at why do we put water down and why do we pray to the sun? Let's take a look.
Namaste, I'm Shashi Gosai. Once when I was very young, I noticed hordes of people waking up at dawn and going towards water, whether it was sea or the river. They were doing their prayers and offering water to the sun. I asked my mother one fundamental question. Why do we pray and offer water to the sun? And she replied, the sun is the most important planet in our universe. Our universe is alive, thriving because of the sun. And the sun god, or the Surya Devta, is the soul of the universe. And it's an ancient Hindu practice to worship the sun, the giver of life. In Hindu scriptures, the sun god is portrayed as riding a chariot with 7 horses. These horses represent the 7 rainbow colors and also the 7 human body chakras, which is the energy flow in our bodies according to Ayurveda. The rays of the early morning sun are considered very beneficial to our health. The sun is connected to our solar plexus, which is the navel. Even Lord Brahma, the creator, is born out of a blossom solar plexus. So doing the Surya Namaskar or the sun salutations in the morning impacts our central nervous system, the optic nerves, the stomach, and that gut feeling, which is our second brain. It balances the body functions. Lord Surya is considered as the lord of the planets. It's got powerful qualities. For example, it gives knowledge, divinity, performance, through which one gets power, position, authority, glory, name, reputation, and force. According to Hindu astrology, the sun energizes the soul. According to science, the sun is a source of power, light, and energy. According to Vedic beliefs, the sun has miraculous effects on health, wealth, knowledge, power, and position. If the planet Sun is positioned in a beneficial position in our astrological chart, a very high status in career is achieved. And also any negative effects of other planets are neutralized by the worship of the sun. The human body has 7 chakras or centers of energy. They are located in the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. When we offer water to the sun, the light refracts into 7 different colors. And just by meditating for 5 minutes, we get the positive energies from these different colors, which has great benefits to our body. We have water therapy of sun rays, which balances the doshas in the body. It balances the energy centers, maintaining the body, mind, and spirit. It improves our general health, and we get overall fame and success in professional life. Our ancient scriptures specify how and when we should worship the sun god. It has to be done within 1 hour of sunrise and has to be practiced daily after a bath and wearing clean clothes. So there's a procedure for the sun worship. You need a vessel. Fill the vessel with water and add honey or sugar to it. Go to a place from where the rising sun is clearly visible. During monsoons or a dull sky, stand facing the east as sun rises in the east. Hold the vessel up towards the sun. Offer water to the sun by pouring a steady stream. Recite the Surya mantra while pouring water. So these are the rules for offering water to the sun. And you should recite the Surya mantra 11 times. And that is Om Grini Surya Namaha. Don't look directly to the sun while offering water. See the sun rays in the flow of water while reciting the mantra. Pray to the Lord to forgive you for past mistakes, bless you with health, wealth, and prosperity. Make your eyesight powerful, make you glorified like Him. When the vessel is empty, touch the place in the ground where you poured the water with your fingers and then raise your fingers to your forehead. Wet your fingers once again with the water on the ground and this time touch your eyes. Repeat the process and touch your throat this time. When this ritual is complete, avoid stepping onto the ground where you just poured this water to maintain its sanctity and purity. Well, this is how and why we worship the sun god, the Surya Devta. I hope you enjoyed listening to a little bit of Hinduism. I shall be bringing some more. This is Shashi Kasai in London. Thank you.
A very, very, very big thank you to Shashi Hussain all the way in London. Thank you so much for teaching us and educating us as to why we put water down and why we pray to the sun. Thank you so much. And thank you for educating us as to the meaning behind what we're doing. Thank you so, so much. All right, as we're coming towards the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, as I do this every single day, we're going to the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural. Let's put it up. Alright, so today the 108 principles of the value system of the Thirukkural, and number 22 today, refrain from alcohol and drug abuse. A very, very big thank you to Palindran Munsami from Actonville, Benoni, who helps us with the 108 principles of the Thirukkural value system. So thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for helping us. And for those of you who need any services done by any guru, let's take a look. Let's give a shout out to Guru Indresan. He actually can help you with all the things that you need. I give you a Jadagam, it's also known as astrological readings, also known as a Panjagam. He also does Navagraha Shanti. He also does your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings. He does your ceremonies for your 16 days and your 1 year. He also does your Janda prayer, your auspicious Hawans, and Kumbha Abhishekam. If you want to contact Guru Indresan, his cell phone number and his WhatsApp line is 081 325 0115. I'll give it to you again, 081 325 0115. Thank you so much for joining the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have fun on Monday. We'll do this again on Monday. Remember, it's every single weekday, Monday through to Friday. Well, usually I like it to go live from 7 p.m. all the way up until 8. But we noticed there's been load shedding throughout the country in that time. So there's no use going live. And we lose our viewers that way. So that is the reason why we went only at 9 o'clock today. So, if you don't know how to do this, if you subscribe to the channel already, put your notifications on so that the channel will notify you when we are live. Unfortunately, this is how we have to do it with South Africa, guys. Yay! Anyway, I still love, I'm a truly proud South African with the load shedding, guys. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, join me again on Monday at 7 p.m. if the schedule allows us. Next time, I'd like everybody to interact with me in studio today, as I'd like to hear from the public, their opinions, their thoughts and their beliefs. And some people have different ways of how they were taught Hinduism, and there's no shame in that. You know, everybody can be taught a lie. Somebody can be taught a lot of nonsense, like how I call them granny's tales. But I would like to hear from you. I like sharing wisdom, and I also like learning from others. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Ayyappa. Good night, everyone.